Welcome back to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix, and this is a collective tarot reading. So, yeah, before I go any further, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. All right. Also, the general readings for January are already up. The love readings, I've been posting those. I posted Capricorns. I just uploaded Aquarius and Pisces. I will start working on Aries and Taurus and possibly Gemini today as well for the love readings, and they will more than likely be uploaded on the 22nd. Then after I finish those, I plan on doing the money readings. Whatever reading you watch or listen to, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. I'm just a person sitting here reading energy and tarot cards. You know your story better than I ever could. Let's get into the reading. So pre-shuffle energy. Some of you plan on going outside more. Maybe that's going to be a New Year's resolution thing or something of that nature, where you made the decision to get more sun. So that is something that some of you are doing. Another thing is some of you need to focus on your sleep. Some of you are not getting enough sleep. One of the cards that was talking about sleep basically recharges you so you can start again. It's almost like you start a new cycle in a way, where you get the rest that you need to give you the energy needed to start the new day. It is what you're doing. If you're not getting that rest, then your mind will not be clear when it comes time to do things and make decisions. So you need to get as much rest as you're able to. That way you can stay clear-headed when it comes to making decisions. All right. Also, the Empress card did show up. It was on the bottom of the tarot deck. With that one, I don't know why. I just caught something about a wardrobe change. Some of you might be updating your wardrobe. We're in winter right now, so I guess maybe some of you are already planning for your spring clothes, like what style you may want to wear when spring gets here after winter is over, because I feel like winter will go by very fast. So some of you might be doing a wardrobe change, or some of you just could be buying clothes right now because of winter. Maybe it's going to be colder than you thought. I know that polar vortex or whatever it's called is going through. So maybe some of you are like, oh, I thought I had the right clothes, but clearly I need some different ones. So maybe some of you are investing in your clothing. With that, let's hop into this. I'm using 3 decks. I'm using the High Vibe Cards deck. I'm using Attitude of Gratitude Affirmations deck. And then I'm using a regular tarot deck. So let's get into this. May I have the energy for the collective? May I have the energy for the collective? May I have the energy for the collective? What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? May I have some cards, please? Thank you. 2 cards came out. Ooh, I like that. May I have another card, please? Thank you. Okay, this one came... Wow. 2 fell out that I did not want. It was this one that fell out that I wanted. I don't know what it is. But interesting. Guess what came out again? This was the card that came out in the pre-shuffle, Sleep. The one, I wasn't looking for these 2, but I'm going to keep them now that this has come out again. And we'll get into that in a minute. Okay. So let's start with the first card. First card is music. First card is music. And it says, turn on music you love and notice the change in your body. Turn on music you love and notice the change in your body. Also, something just was in my head. Some of you might want to consider playing certain types of music when you sleep. That might actually help you sleep better. If some of you are having trouble sleeping, maybe you want to do something soft like opera music or you know, classical things like that. That may help you sleep a little bit better. Or something that's like nature music. So just throwing that out there. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But music, whether it's for sleep or whether it's for other things, you may want to consider incorporating music into your day-to-day routines. Now, second card that came out is positive change. Positive change. And this card says, the opposite of an intuitive thought is a self-critical thought. Whenever you put yourself down or think you are not good enough, refrain from the statement, for example, turn I'm not good enough into what if I was good enough? Turn I'm not very smart into I'm doing my best, or kindness is my strength. What are some other positive statements you can think of to refrain from self-critical thought? So obviously what this is talking about is not being as critical of yourself. That's what this is saying. So keep that in mind. Go easy. It's like that song Adele is playing through my head, Go Easy on Me. You need to go easy on you is what you need to do. Now, the third card that came out is mirror work. Mirror work. And this says, look into a mirror and make a funny face, one that brings forth a laugh or smile. Tell yourself that you are amazing. All right, so look in the mirror, tell yourself that you're amazing. This is giving me confidence issues, is what this is giving me. I feel some of you, I don't want to say you set the bar too high, because there's nothing wrong with having, you know, great goals and dreams and aspirations and standards and morals and all of that other stuff that people deal with. I just don't feel that you're doing yourself any favors if you are, I'm looking for the word. Okay, there we go. Let's talk about the sandwich theory. I know some people are like, what? Let's talk about the sandwich theory. I learned this a long time ago with one of my managers. And one thing that they're taught when they're doing reviews of employees, they have to do the sandwich. And the sandwich is you do one positive thing, one negative thing, and one positive thing. And I know some people are like, KC, where are you going with this? Stay with me. For some of you, what you should start doing, and again, you have free will, you can do what you want to do. Instead of beating yourself up all the time, yes, you need to recognize where there is room for improvement, because there is always room for improvement, because we are human. It's a given. However, when you're in that process of doing that self-audit, make sure that you praise yourself. You recognize one thing that could use some work, that needs more attention, and then you praise yourself again on the things that you have worked on and you have elevated and quote unquote fixed and made yourself better in those areas. Don't get stuck on criticize, criticize, criticize. That's not balanced. At least do it, use the sandwich theory, where you give yourself credit for something, you notice something that needs to be fixed or needs more attention, and then you give yourself credit for changes that you've made in other areas. Do the sandwich thing. Don't criticize, criticize, criticize. It's not balanced and it's not healthy. All right? So let's get back to these last two cards. Again, sleep came out. So it says, think of sleep as a way to reset your energy and restore your body. Every day is a new energetic day. Ask yourself, what if I slept like a baby and awoke refreshed? And then finally, high vibe attractions. High vibe attractions. And this says, attract high vibrations to yourself. Run around the house excited about life. Doing so puts the law of attraction in play. When you want something good to happen to you, Moping around the house and complaining will not get you closer. Get excited about something. Pretend to be excited about something. This raises your vibration, makes you feel good inside, and naturally attracts high vibe energies. All right. So those are the high vibe cards. Let's get to the attitude of gratitude. May I have the energy for the collective? May I have the energy for the collective? Energy for the collective. What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective, something told me to take this card, needs to hear? And may I have another card, please? Thank you. Okay, 2 cards came out. All right, that's fine. This one dropped to the ground. Okay. So, first card, it says, I have the attitude of gratitude for knowing I must be flexible with myself and others, allowing universal energy flow. So again, being flexible, this is the thing. Some of you are being really hard on yourself. Some of you have like these hard goals. There's like, I have to do this, I have to do this. And I'm not saying be complacent or embrace mediocrity. I'm not encouraging that. What I am saying is that you should really consider taking a step back and reevaluating things. All right. And then the next card says, I have the attitude of gratitude for the cellular structure of my life force and the frequency at which it harmoniously vibrates. So harmony in your life. Harmony in your life. Some of you might need to say out loud, I have harmony in my life. Maybe you can do that in front of a mirror. All right. And then the third card, it says, I have the attitude of gratitude for my life and all that is in it. This card also came out in the pre-shuffle. So some of you really need to be thankful for what you have. Some of you may be so focused on a certain goal or something like that, that you're not seeing the blessings that have been pouring in throughout the months or throughout the years. And you should really consider giving thanks for what you already have, because there are a lot of people who don't have a lot, who may not have anything. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Now we can get to the tarot and wrap this up. So let's go ahead and do that. May I have the energy for the collective? May I have the energy for the collective? May I have the energy for the collective? Can we clarify the cards on the table? Can we clarify the cards on the table? Can we clarify the cards on the table? Okay, something told me to take this. Oh, okay, for partnerships. All right, may I have some more cards, please? Clarifying the cards on the table. Thank you. Yep. I like this. Somebody's going to have something to celebrate about. I told you, be thankful for what you have. Focus on that instead of what you don't have. Oprah had talked about that too, where she said, if you focus on what you don't have, you'll continue to want more. But if you focus on what you do have, you will end up receiving more. So, you know, keep that in mind. I really feel some of you, there may be someone in your life that you weren't giving them much attention or much emotional support. This doesn't have to be love. It can be family, friends, whatever. But now you're offering them more support, more emotional support, more love. Thank you. I'll get that card up in a minute. It fell on the floor. I'll take these too. These are a lot, but I'll take them. Interesting. So Page of Swords In the reverse, see what this is. Lots of air energy. My goodness. Knight of Pentacles, that came out in the pre-shuffle too. What's at the bottom of the deck? Queen of Wands. Lots of things going on here. So, first, Two of Cups came out. That's what I'm saying, partnerships. Now, following the Two of Cups is the Ace of Cups, which is new. Something new. And all of this is water energy. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. There may be something new coming into someone's life, but also I feel like for some of you, you're offering this new support or making a love offer, possibly. But I feel like it's more emotional support. Some of you may have been closed off because you've been wrapped up in what you've been doing. But now I feel like for some of you, you will start allocating more time for those that are close to you or for a relationship. Some of you may not have focused on a relationship because you were doing other things. And now you're saying, you know what, I want that. I'm willing to step up and offer that, or I'm willing to accept someone's offer. Now, this can also be a celebration following it too, because Ace of Cups plus Two of Cups is Three of Cups, which is celebration. So keep that in mind. The Page of Swords came out in the reverse. It fell down in the reverse. I feel that for some of you, you're not dealing with immature energy. You want someone who is mature. The King of Swords is what followed. So you have Aquarius energy, you have Gemini energy as well. In air energy in general, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. And then you have the Knight of Swords that followed the King of Swords. Some of you, there's going to be quick movement is what will happen. Now, some of you might be jumping into a relationship. I'm trying to get comfortable in my chair. Some of you might be jumping into a relationship. I'm telling you now. And it's going to be whirlwind. However, I feel like even you're going to be shocked at how fast this moves along. The Wheel of Fortune is here. So obviously something is turning in your favor. Now, for some of you, I'm going to throw this out here too. With the Knight of Pentacles following the Wheel of Fortune, there could be some type of material or monetary gain when it comes to this. Pentacles is earth energy. So Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter fixed energy. So Jupiter energy is Sagittarius. Fixed signs are Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, and I'm missing one. Scorpio, Taurus. Had to think. So yeah, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, and Taurus are the fixed signs. So some of you could be dealing with that with the Wheel of Fortune. But with this Knight of Pentacles following it, I feel like there's something that it moves fast and it's going to catch you off guard, whether it's a relationship or whether it's a material gain. But it was slowly coming. It's like when it arrives, you're going to be like, wow, this was quick. But really, it was already on its way to you. It was just moving slowly. It's just that when it finally arrived, you're caught off guard. That's what this Tower is. I feel this Tower is you being caught off guard. Whether it's going into a relationship with someone or whether it's some type of material or financial gain. I feel you're going to be caught off guard. Tower is Scorpio energy, is what this is. And also Aries too, because Mars. But again, I just feel this is, it was a long time in the making, whatever this is. But when everything came together, it's almost like, I'm trying to think how I can explain this. It's almost like, let's say everyone is planning a family reunion. And I'm not even going to say that that's a stretch with this. Maybe there is a family reunion happening. But let's just say someone's planning a family reunion. Everyone is coming from different places, is what's happening. It's going to take a moment for them to get to wherever they need to get to and plan and do this and do that. Each individual family is doing, or each, let me rephrase, each individual family member They're doing their own thing. If somebody lives in Philadelphia, if somebody lives in Miami, if somebody lives in Los Angeles, if somebody lives in Dallas, if somebody lives in New York, whatever. And let's say they're meeting in, I don't know, Colorado, whatever. That seems to be popular these days. So everyone's like, okay, the family reunion is going to be in Denver, Colorado. All right. So all of these family members are coming from all of these locations. But each individual family member they're doing what they have to do to prepare to get to Denver, Colorado for the big family reunion. Now, each of these family members who are doing their thing, preparing, asking for vacation time, working a few extra hours, making sure they have, wardrobe, clothes and stuff. Being prepared for the weather, making sure the flights are right, making sure the hotel is right, making sure this is done, making sure that is done, making sure the dog has a babysitter, making sure the kids have a babysitter if they don't want to bring the kids because they might feel like they're too young, or maybe they just don't want their kids around the family, whatever. All of this stuff that's going on behind the scenes, none of them know about because they're focusing on their timeline and getting everything ready to converge in this one place. So after all of the stuff happens behind the scenes that none of the family members know about, they finally meet in Denver, Colorado. And it's this huge event. Everybody gets together. They talk, they catch up. They're celebrating. They're having a good time. They're reminiscing. All of this wonderful stuff is happening. All of the pictures and everything. Everything's happening at this moment in Colorado. This big moment. Tons and tons of people show up for this huge event. And when it's happening, you're like, wow, this came together. But what you don't know is everyone's story, every family member's story on preparing to get to this big event to happen. That's what I'm saying with you, and this what I'm talking about. Is that when this Wheel of Fortune happens, bringing in this Knight of Pentacles energy, this Knight of Pentacles finally arriving with the Wheel of Fortune. And it's kind of interesting how you have this wheel here, because this is the Wheels Tarot deck. And we're talking about a Wheel of Fortune, and the Knight is bringing the single wheel. This was already on its way to you, based off of things that were already happening. Some things in your timeline that you've done, and things in other people's timeline that contributed to your timeline that you didn't even know about. And now all of it's coming together in this moment, and it is going to shock you. Whether this is in love, whether this is in business, whether this is in family, whatever it is in, it's going to shock you. I'm going back to the high vibrations. I'm going back to the attitude of gratitude. I'm going back to this energy that we covered earlier. These are the things that you need to keep in mind, because when more stuff comes in, that's energy. Everything is energy. When all of this energy comes in, it's going to make you more self-conscious of things. And if you don't know how to control your thoughts, and you have all this energy and you're more self-conscious, you'll become more critical of yourself. And then that's when you may end up self-sabotaging. You don't want to do that. You want to be confident. You want to be fair. You want to be balanced. And you want to know where things can improve. But also you want to recognize where you have succeeded, where you have improved. So yeah, lots of stuff here. I feel there's lots of things to celebrate. But it's all about your mind. And I think that's what I'm going to title this. It's all about your mind. Don't forget, I love that quote from the anime, Slayers, with the Lord of Nightmares known as the Golden Lord. And they said, my mind is my power. Power is my mind. Hold on. My mind is my power. Power is my mind. When uncorrupted by other elements, my mind becomes my purest power. So yeah, my mind is my power. Power is my mind. When uncorrupted by other elements, my mind becomes my purest power. It's all about the mind when it comes to this stuff. In order for you to embrace the frequency that you need to embrace to bring things in to you outside of this Wheel of Fortune, other things too. are to maintain that energy, then it's about your mind. All right? And that is your message. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Until next time, be blessed.